Good evening and welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Jerome Aegean, and here's some of the top stories we have for you tonight. President Obama makes history again, a major homicide arrest on St. Thomas, and a senator speaks out on crime. These stories and more are up next on News Channel 8. In our top story tonight, on Capitol Hill, President Barack Obama has made it official. The controversial health care bill has now been signed. The president made a statement with jubilation as the nearly $1 trillion bill overhaul is now in effect. Stay tuned to ABC Tonight after our local news and join Diane Sawyer for the latest updates from Washington, D.C. And in other news, the St. Thomas police have made a major homicide arrest. News Channel 8's Lee Carl files this report.
Outside the police headquarters here at the Fairleigh Justice Complex. Unusual, the police normally don't do this, but you can remember in the old days we used to do this, where we would see a person being transferred from one location to another. Well, this is the announcement of an arrest of a person charged with murder, and I believe he was Tony Lake. I'll let the Deputy Chief explain exactly what happened.
Good afternoon. I'm doing the grab Deputy Chief of Police, Vernon Police Department, St. Thomas Water Island District. I'm here to let you know that on February 18, 2010, approximately 8:47 a.m., the police department responded to the Ozo Harris Court housing community, Building 9, Apartment 97, where they found the body of Miss Kalila Vanterpool. She is deceased. She was pronounced dead by virtue of being shot dead. Investigation revealed her living boyfriend, who today on March 23rd, 2010, Mr. Sidwan Lake, is being placed under arrest and charged with murder in the first degree, possession of an unlicensed firearm with obliterated serial number, and also possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute. Mr. Lake is 27 years old. He's taken upstairs to Bureau of Correction, where he'll be until advised rights hearing.
Chief, can you tell us what led to the additional charges being tacked onto his case? Because I knew he was originally arrested for possession of a illegal firearm.
Yes, we had further investigation where we were able to find out that based on his story that he gave us, didn't coincide with the evidence that we found on the scene. So therefore he was placed on arrest and charged with also in addition that homicide. The marijuana and stuff was a controlled substance which he was charged on that date, and also the firearm with obliterated serial number. We're presently investigating who the firearm belongs to, because of the obliterated serial number is difficult at this time to tell. Further investigation will reveal that at a later date.
Was there an additional domestic violence charge here, or domestic?
Well, further charges and stuff will be dealt with by the Attorney General's office. If they need to tack on more, all of that will be done at that time.
Should we begin when the arrest was made, and if there were any incidents involved in the arrest?
Negative, no incidents were involved. The arrest was done without any incidents. The arrest was made today, March 23rd, 2010, by the Major Crime Unit of the Investigation Bureau.
Was he in custody while facing those other charges, or did he make bail in jail?
To my knowledge, he made bail and he was out, and he is presently rearrested again for the homicide charge, murder in the first degree.
Virgin Island resident, or is he from another island?
To my knowledge, he was born at St. Thomas.
Yes.
And his actual address is Estate 22 High Rise, Building 15, Apartment 276. Building 15, 276, he is a St. Thomas native.
In St. Thomas at police headquarters, Lee Carl for News Channel 8.
Thanks, Lee Carl. And it's Wednesday. That means it's time for your Crime Stoppers report. Here's Wes.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. We're going to do Crime Stoppers. It is Wednesday, and the folks at Crime Stoppers want to remind you that we need your help in solving the following crimes. Folks, if you know something, we need you to say something. On St. Croix, in particular, we've seen a lot of death and destruction, especially around Frederickstead these days. And if you know who's pulling the trigger, or better still, if you know who's bringing in the deadly weapons and ammunition, to our territory because these deadly weapons are not manufactured here, then you should call Crime Stoppers immediately at 1-800-222-TIPS, or you can always call 911. So on St. Croix, we want you to get the weapons off the streets. Let's go to St. John, and we need more information on the murder of Mr. Juan Ayala. Juan Ayala was the businessman who was slain in St. John. Remember, he lived in Estate Pastore. As the VIPD continue to believe that his killers involved two perpetrators, one a black male with braided hair. Please help identify these killers. And in St. Thomas, the shooting of two individuals that happened on March 15th around 10:35 in the morning near Dana Mart. One victim died as a result of that shooting, and the second was left in critical condition. There's still a lot of questions that have to be asked about what's going on in our judicial system. Everyone's shaking their heads and saying, when is Jeffrey Brown going to be sentenced? He was supposed to be sentenced today. This is the 24th. He was supposed to be sentenced, what? I've lost track, October, November. This is around the 4th or 5th continuance. I'll talk to lead prosecutor Alphonse Andrews a few weeks ago, and he was hoping that this would be it, that Jeffrey Brown would be sentenced to a life sentence today. We don't know what he's talking about while he's incarcerated. We don't know what kind of motions are going between the AG's office, the prosecutor, and the judicial system. But one thing I could certainly tell you, the Burke and the McIntosh family and the general public alike are up in arms. And you're going to see that come down on the radio talk shows and the media in just a few hours and days. I can guarantee you that. Why is Jeffrey Brown not being sentenced yet? We have no clue. It's a perplexing situation. All right, with that, that's that news, plus your Crime Stoppers wrap-up. I'm Wes Small at Basin Triangle for News Channel 8.